Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics here on AfterBuzzTV. Oh, wait, yeah, no, that's not it. We got Netflix news coming up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzzTV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Or do we? Or do we? Do we have the Olympics, the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics?
I don't know, but you pronounce it so well. I just want to hear you say
That's right.
Pyeongchang.
No, see?
Pyeongchang.
No, it's like Rick Hong. It's like Rick Hong. Pyeongchang.
Pyeongchang.
Yeah, just like Rick Hong.
Oh.
And with that, guys, welcome to Netflix News. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, R-I-C-K-H-O-N-G. And I've got next to me Ashley Chaney, back from banishment. Last week we were not here because she did not know the proper thumbnail for Stranger Things. And although I promised that she would be coming back to the show, I decided to just give her a 1 week suspension. So where can everybody find you?
It's false. It's false on all occasions. Guys, find me, help me, back me up on social media. Find me at Ashley on camera and back me up there, okay? Because Rick's wrong. So find me there. Ashley on camera. Thanks. Steve, where you at?
I'm here now, and you can also find me on Twitter at Steve Kauffmann. That is Kauffmann. Go Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
And we got Amy Cassandra Martinez.
Hi, that's me. I am she. I'm here. Yeah, you guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ. I just got back from the WGAs, the Writers Guild Awards, so that's the situation. I did not shave my hair. It's a side bun.
Let them
It's like
let them draw their own
Right?
conclusion.
Did I shave my hair? I don't know.
Hey guys, so yeah, we were gone last week for many reasons. Not because of Ashley, but because it was Super Bowl, and I knew that Steve was gonna be partying like a madman. I didn't want him coming in here and ruin the show, so I just said, you know, let's just take a week
Well,
off.
especially since I was in Florida.
For
there
the
you
Super
go.
Bowl.
I was in Florida for the Super Bowl, and then I was at the MVP parade in Disney World the following morning.
I thought you were joking when
No,
you said
I
that to me.
Wow.
literally went to Disney World.
Why Florida? Nothing happened in Florida.
That's where my parents moved. And,
Oh, okay.
and Nick Foles, the Super Bowl MVP, was at the 3 p.m. parade. They have a float for the 2:40 p.m. parade.
I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
The person who becomes the best player in the Super Bowl says, I'm going to Disney World, and then the next morning they go to Disney World, and then they're in a parade. So you can just pay admission. You can just pay admission to the park that day and just watch a parade that features the Super Bowl MVP. It was a really surreal experience.
All right.
Well, for you guys that aren't Eagles fans, you're like, why am I watching this? We're talking about Netflix news. We're talking about Netflix, and one of the big, I don't know if I should start with Cloverfield or if I should start with Altered Carbon.
Start with Altered Carbon. It's everywhere, man.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, yeah, because
everywhere.
Cloverfield is a little bit lackluster, which I'll get into in a second. So Altered Carbon. It is starring Joel Kinnaman, and our very own Amy Cassandra Martinez went to the red carpet. And she got to talk to some of the stars. What'd they say?
I mean, I asked them the, very interesting questions that we'd all like to know. Should you binge it or should you take your time?
And they said, survey says,
A mix of both.
mix of both.
It's a mix of both.
kind of do agree with that, because my experience was the first half of it was very slow. You kind of need to power through it because they're trying to create this new world, and some of the storyline that they start with, to me, isn't quite original because it starts with a little bit of a mystery.
So let's break it down for anybody that might not know what Altered Carbon is. Rick Hong, can you give us a synopsis of what
No,
the show is?
Steve, do you watch it?
I couldn't. I made it about midway through the first episode, and it just there was
What's
such.
it about? For
Amy,
anybody that
hold on,
doesn't know.
Amy?
It's okay.
It's a dense show.
Okay.
It's
a
what I'm saying.
dense-
It's
sci-fi universe
futuristic.
show.
Yeah, so
Sci-fi, futuristic, I'm following.
So you need to know that sleeves are like your body. I'm saying that right. And so people that have more money can get sleeves where you would be the same age as like when you died or younger. If you don't have that much money, then you can get an older sleeve, which is like not a good deal because that means you lose time.
Okay, so
Like in the future, basically,
Yeah.
or at least in this world, our conscious is kind of like this like blue crystal that's in like the base of your skull.
The quarter.
okay.
And the only way, and so like the only way that you really die is if that thing shatters. So currently, right now, I may be me, and 300 years from now, if that thing is unshattered, and if like I've created enough money or whatever in this lifetime, then I may come out as a black man later on, or I may come out as a woman, or I may come out as like a 3-year-old kid.
I think you'd make a beautiful woman.
So that's what I.
Yeah.
Cool, okay,
It's-
so sci-fi. Good
So
deal.
it's like it's
It's
Matrix. It's
intense.
Matrix meets Dark City meets, oh God, what is the action part
Was it
of
called
this?
Repo Man? Or like, what was there was a movie about this where it's similar, but it was with organs. Where they would lease you or if you needed an organ, a company would like lease you an organ for an obscene amount of money, and then people would come and get it.
There was, there's actually
a movie like this.
Ashley Chaney probably saw this movie because Ryan Reynolds was in it.
Look at
And it was
this face.
Ryan Reynolds and Ben Kingsley.
Yes.
Were in a very similar movie. I don't know the name of the title right now. You might be able to find it for me, Steve.
Blade
But-
Runner.
Yeah, no. Yeah, right. That's what this movie is. It's a mix between Blade Runner and The Matrix.
Okay, well, 2 films that I would only watch for Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling. Gosling
And-
is in Blade Runner, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What are the Ryans? If a Ryan's in it, there's a chance I'll watch it.
Ryan
Or
Phillippe?
Chris.
But not for
Ryan or
sci-fi.
Chris.
Ryan Phillippe?
Yeah, I'm down. Hey, Ryan. What's up?
Do you know the difference between Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something that I'm gonna do.
No.
Steve, the engineer, can you pop up a picture for me really quick?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to have a little fun with this. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant. I don't normally do this, but there is a popular, or not popular, but there's an entertainment website publication, very long and distinguished in this industry. There was a writer that did a thing about Altered Carbon, and although I would love to say what the publication is and who the writer is, and I would love to troll them, I decided I'm going to be nice because
He wants to
on
work in this
occasion,
town.
no, on occasion we do make mistakes, and I think that's exactly what it was. However, I'm going to make my point right now. Do we have one of the guys?
Yes, we do.
Here comes
alright.
the guys.
Oh, okay. So the
I
first
can't
one
see.
in your email. The first one
Let's
in your
see.
email. We will pull it up. We will all pull it up.
All right, I'm just waiting to see the guy's picture so I can
Oh.
properly do this for you. All right, so this is Rick Yoon. He is a Korean-American actor that was in the very, very first The Fast and the Furious.
I know exactly who he is. He comes out with the machine guns and they ride
Yes,
motorcycles.
he plays a Vietnamese bad
Very
guy
young.
in that movie. So this guy in this article said that in Altered Carbon, that the actor that's in it, Will Yun Lee, who I don't know if we got him up next, or do we have?
We're waiting on it.
Mm-hmm.
Survey says.
I'm just pulling up your email so we can just.
All right, so now we've got Will Yun Lee. So he is, no, that's Sung Kang.
Okay, then
Oh,
not
boy.
not in the order of your email. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Got it.
So we've got Will Yun Lee that you guys can see. I can't see him, but like Will Yun Lee, he is actually in this, in Altered Carbon. He plays one of the first, the original character, I guess, that Joel Kinnaman eventually turns into. And the guy in the article said that Will Yun Lee was in the Fast and Furious franchise, which is incorrect. Although he's still on the right lineage. He's still on the right lineage because Will Yun Lee is also a Korean American actor. However, this is the actual guy that is now in the Fast and Furious franchise who died a couple chapters ago of that series, Song Kang. So that's my little rant to say that we don't all look alike, but those guys are all Korean Americans. So he's kind of like on the right track, but he was kind of off. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that is the difference. I mean, we are all, take a good look. I don't know if you can zoom this camera in on me, but I'm Korean American too. I mean, we're all good looking guys. So I understand, but it is what it is.
I thought we were going to go on a which Ryan is it anyway game. I wasn't
Well,
prepared.
next week I will
Yeah,
set that
because
up.
you know
next
why?
week.
Because Ashley's so white. That's
I'm
why.
super white.
No.
I'm super white. But was there a correction issued for this?
No, not that I had seen.
Well,
but it's-
issue it, Rick Hong, right now.
No.
Scoop 'em.
I did. I actually put it in the comments and I said, hey, I was like, can you guys go on IMDb? I was just like, you guys have like.
You
the-
racist a-holes.
No. But you know what? We all make mistakes. Like this is funny, because I think maybe like a month or two ago, I was. Cool. Like a couple months ago, I think I remember saying that Gloria Calderon-Collette, who does One Day at a Time, which is getting a lot of acclaim right now, actually. I thought she was the only like Latina showrunner, but there's also Natalie Chaidez, who's also up there too. So I was wrong. So I mean, on occasion people do get things wrong. I decided to just kind of throw this out there for a little fun. But Altered Carbon, I had trouble getting through the half of it. I ended up finishing it. There is going to be season 2, and this is where the news part comes in, is Joel Kinnaman decided to reunite with, I want to say her name is Marielle Enos, who he was in The Killing with. and they're going to do a show on Amazon. Therefore, Joel Kinnaman will not be back currently for season 2. However, the way that this world is set up, he doesn't necessarily need to be. So it's going to be interesting to see who might be the actual lead character of the original guy in season 2.
See, and then they would have to act like him in their body. They're asleep.
Or
correct?
or they could get Will Yun Lee back because like they actually kind of remember, or like there's a way to regenerate some of your body too. It's really confusing. That's why when you're asking me like, can you explain the movie? It's very there are rules that they break and then they make and.
Okay. But so that's pretty quick green light because didn't it just drop Altered Carbon? So that's a really quick green light for a season 2 pickup.
Well, I don't necessarily because it's based on a series of books, and so I think that it's must have been popular enough so far. But yeah, I don't think I've actually read or know that there's an actual season 2 pickup. But they're saying that hinders an actual announcement of season 2.
Okay, copy that.
But it looked like it was going to lead into a season 2. So.
Well, good to know. Good to know. Certainly, billboards all over LA.
I'm going to get into it. I just that first you're saying the first 5 are really dense. Like how many episodes dense is this universe?
It starts getting better around episode 5, episode 6.
Halfway.
Okay.
Yeah, literally halfway through.
That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot to ask of your audience.
Like if it was 13 episodes, I'd say forget it. I'd say just don't even try to power through it. You're not gonna because you wouldn't make it.
Wow. Harsh ratings.
See, I think it also has to do with the characters, though, because getting to talk to some of the actors, they were so passionate. So I think I'll give it a try.
No, it's great though because I mean this movie has black female lead, a Latina female lead,
Yes. Oh
Asian
my
female,
gosh, yeah.
Asian female. As I'm naming off all the Asian guys, like an Asian guy lead. There's even even an Asian female lead. So it's a very diverse cast. So it's worth watching. I'm just letting you guys know it's slow. So if you kind of go back, so if you want to, like how you said, like the binge and then go to the next chapter, I kind of agree.
It's up to you because, like I said, a lot of people are like, well, it's 10 episodes, each about an hour long. That'd be a 10-hour long movie, so that's a little intense. But I don't put it past people. I mean, we do it all the time.
So we opened up the episode with the Super Bowl. And something that was really crazy about the Super Bowl is all the commercials that they threw up there. And what people did not know, what we did not know, is they dropped the 3rd movie in the Cloverfield chapter, which is Cloverfield Paradox, and they decided to say, hey, if you want to catch it and you want to watch This Is Us and cry like this one or that one, then
Or me on Let's Go the next morning.
Then Amy, and Steve here. But yeah, if you don't want to cry, then you could just pop it on and watch right after the Super Bowl, which I think I watched it like the next day, and I would say you can pass.
I haven't seen any single Cloverfield ever, so I'm gracefully tapping out.
What?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, it's okay.
Well, I think the original
This one's
Cloverfield.
good. Yeah.
The original Cloverfield is good, but I think it wasn't. People told it was great, and they kept thinking like, "Oh, this is so good," and we created such massive universe that we can take a movie like 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is just 7 people in a locked house.
Is that John Goodman?
Yeah.
Seen that? Okay.
Yeah.
And like what I liked about 10 Cloverfield Lane was they took what could have been a massive universe of giant Cloverfield monsters and said, no, we're gonna follow 7 people in a house while one giant Cloverfield monster is messing up New York City, and then just have them deal with each other. And I really like that, and the character development was there. From what I'm reading on Cloverfield Paradox, which I have not seen it, I've seen a lot of stuff, I just haven't seen that yet, and honestly the reviews are not coming in great. That makes me want to see it. What I'm hearing is that that's where they've faltered in their character development. These characters, you don't care if they die.
And it's interesting because they developed this thing to be a Paramount Pictures release where J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot has his deal, and I think they decided to just dump it on Netflix instead to say, let's just kind of release it this way. Kind of a mysterious hype like they always kind of do with the Cloverfield series. But the story for this one was so... I mean, they take it into space, basically. Yeah. And there's only so many stories you can tell in space, and I watched it. For me, it was very much, I know this story. I know most of the story. It's kind of follow along the same lines of this story, which kind of already didn't make it interesting for me. And then at the end too, there's still, the payoff still didn't, because like 2/3 of the movie were not good. The last part, and like the payoff wasn't good for me.
Well, and it sounds like a tired trope. And like a tired trope is okay if you really hone in on your characters. Like Aaron Sorkin uses really tired tropes all the time. You just don't notice because his characters are so well written and developed.
Yes.
Aaron Sorkin was the first thing that came to my mind.
No, man. I know. I
watched.
watched Molly's Game. I loved it. As soon as I turned, that was my thing. It's like I turned on Molly's Game. When I turned on Molly's Game, I didn't want to stop watching it.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it. Cloverfield, it took me like a half day of starting and stopping and having it on the background, rewinding, making sure that maybe I didn't miss something really cool, and that's why I was a little bored with it. And like I said, I think I started like some like mid-morning. I didn't finish until like late afternoon. Molly's Game, yeah, absolutely, just zoom. And that's like a 2-hour and 20-minute movie.
Yeah, well, I'm in the chat, and Zayas
Yeah, Zayas. What up,
Hey,
man?
guys, what's
Always love seeing Zayas.
says Cloverfield Paradox had all the great actors in place, just didn't do anything for the audience to care about the characters. I agree. I mean, I had it on. I think I watched it after the Super Bowl, so I was like, yeah, it's new. How cool. It's one of those movies that you can kind of just have on in the background and look at whatever.
Yes.
Whenever it gets a little too trippy, you're like, what? That's crazy. And then just continue doing your thing. But, I mean, I would say definitely if you've never seen the Cloverfield movies, start with the first one. I think I even skipped, I don't know how many there are.
There's only 3.
There's 3.
Okay, so I skipped the second one.
the John Goodman one?
But I've heard it's amazing. But definitely the first one was.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll tell you what. If you guys need a little bit of a taste, and what you can do basically is, Daniel Bruhl is kind of like one of the leads in the thing, and you can just go to our red carpets and see maybe Cassandra Martinez interview him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe that'll entice you to want to see him in Cloverfield Paradox. If not, then maybe it's entice you just to keep watching us with Amy Cassandra here.
Thank you. You're so
Also-
sweet.
On
Also,
Netflix
this
News.
was very clearly a Netflix dump, because if Netflix was able to plan this, there's no way they would have done the third of a series without having the other 2 on the platform. Because only if you type in Cloverfield, which I am right now, only the Cloverfield Paradox is on Netflix, not 10 Cloverfield Lane or Cloverfield, which is very much unlike them. Like, there are a lot of Will Smith movies on Netflix this quarter
to make up,
to literally to really hone you in on Bright.
Yeah, like if you like Bright, then you can watch Will Smith in this, or if you like Will Smith in this, then you can watch Bright.
And
Just like if you
this
like
writer,
Ryan
you like
Reynolds,
this
then definitely
director.
maybe, then you can watch Ryan Reynolds and
Every other thing he's been in.
Although on
The
Netflix,
proposal.
on
Proposal?
Netflix, it's only Woman in Gold and definitely maybe. Ryan
Oh, wow.
Reynolds is
Wow, Mr.
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds
Reynolds.
is Ryan Reynolds is really underrepresented on
That
Netflix.
definitely needs to change.
That's
I
You're not
support
wrong.
this. I support this movement. Support it.
actually compared to Ryan
Motion.
Gosling. Do we think Ryan Gosling has more titles on Netflix than Ryan Reynolds? He does, but only by 1.
What is it? What's Gosling on there?
Ryan
Beyond
Gosling
the Pines?
has The Place Beyond the Pines,
Yeah.
All Good Things, and Half Nelson. Those are Ryan Gosling's 3 titles on Netflix.
Ooh, not a good
Not his
showing
best.
of
Not his
Gosling.
best. Not the best Gosling.
But that is
No,
how he
not at
met his
all.
wife
Yeah.
and baby mama on Place Beyond the Pines.
That's beautiful.
that's true. Yeah, that is true. It's not. I didn't really like that movie, but it's true they did.
I'm
meet each
happy
other.
it changed his life, but you
Yeah,
know.
good for him.
Well, it's like Green Lantern. I mean, it's a crap movie, but that's where Ryan Reynolds met Blake Lively.
Well, there
No,
you go.
yeah.
Now we're on to the other Ryan. What other Ryan can we talk about?
I said Ryan
Phillippe.
Phillippe, but you keep
Alright.
kind of brushing.
No.
It's Felipe.
Yeah, Cruel Intentions.
No, it's Phillippe.
It's Felipe. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Philippe's for a French dip here in a
Target.
little bit.
Ryan-
Tarjay.
Ryan Phillippe also. Oh, he has a lot.
He's in all.
He has a lot on
Wait,
Netflix.
Ryan Phillippe and more fan
Oh, okay.
favorites.
Never mind. That was okay. He has 3. He has Setup, Shooter, and Studio 54.
Shooter's good.
Shooter's good.
Yeah.
But I actually like Mark Wahlberg in those movies.
Yes.
Ooh, Zayas Bilu says Ryan Coogler.
Ooh.
Wait, which one's Ryan Coogler?
What?
Oh God.
You know Ryan Coogler.
I'm off the panel.
You
Who's
know
Ryan Coogler?
He's a director of Creed.
And Fruitvale Station, which Fruitvale Station
Fruitvale
is
Station.
on
And the
Netflix.
upcoming Creed 2.
Yes.
All right. All
Fruitvale
right.
Station with Michael B. Jordan, who's in Creed, also Black Panther, which will eventually be on
Oh
Netflix.
yeah, duh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yes, that
all right.
is. Fruitvale Station is on Netflix currently.
I blame
Watch it.
Amy Cassandra Martinez for not correcting me on Ryan Coogler because she covers Marvel TV Newsweek. Is
I
is
do.
it because it's
Marvel Movie News.
no,
No.
it's just Marvel
No.
TV.
Marvel TV Weekly.
Oh, that's why you
sorry.
didn't know because you only covered the TV.
But I
portion.
didn't know. I didn't know.
Whatever, you didn't
Because
correct
Black
me.
Panther, I'm so excited.
Oh, I
guys.
cannot wait.
I'm gonna see it this week. I'm so excited.
All right, well, so in terms of let's talk about a little gem that I found yesterday that dropped, I believe, on Friday. and we've got the trailer that's going to play here for. I'll play the trailer and then we can talk about the movie. Is a little movie called When We First Met, starring Adam Devine and Alexandra Daddario. And the thumbnail is Alexandra, the beautiful Alexandra Daddario,
Oh, I love her.
who's right here. I mean, look at those beautiful
Baywatch.
blue eyes.
Beautiful blue eyes.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful blue eyes.
I mean, this is where you want to meet people, right? As a
Pitch
Halloween party.
perfect. Her hair.
She's from Baywatch is when I first got on
Well, the
radar.
movie Baywatch.
Yeah, the movie
Yeah,
Baywatch.
The recent
Adam is
Baywatch.
from the show Workaholics, which I was
Yes.
featured in. Oh, no,
Mike
yeah.
and Dave need dates.
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
and Dave need a
Well,
wedding date.
Pitch
All the
Perfect.
Modern
guys.
Family,
Pitch
I would
Perfect.
say he was crucial to the more recent seasons of Modern Family.
Yeah, but he was
Ooh.
Workaholics prior.
Yeah, so this is all about trying to
Friend zone.
capitalize on an encounter and then.
No.
Oh, no, instead.
In love with Avery. If only I could go back.
So here's a little bit of like Big meets Back to the Future.
I would say
stop.
it's big. As someone who watched it today, I would say it's Big meets Groundhog's Day.
Okay, I like that.
Here it is. It's 2014.
Aw, crap. This is my kind
So
of
now it's
movie.
about him going back to that chance encounter.
Yeah.
Ew. I don't like his
But
hair.
now I have someone to meet.
And see, now it's different. Now he's like in a tuxedo and.
Grapefruit juice with some vodka
Aw.
and exactly 3 maraschino
That's a
cherries.
sweet idea.
What?
It's Groundhog's Day. Yeah, it's Groundhog's Day meets.
Groundhog's Day meets Big, like a
Big.
magical
Yeah.
wish
Or wear like trench coats.
So does he relive the day every day?
For a couple days.
for a
Okay.
couple. Yeah.
I mean, interesting
All right.
casting. Like,
Photo booth.
They're
It's a time
sweet.
machine.
Yeah, see, there you go.
This is gonna be.
Oh, so he has to make it to the photo booth every time?
Yeah.
Just follow what I do. Ready?
And this is King Batch, who's a big social
He
media
was
guy,
great.
and he's great in this. Usually,
did great.
I'm not a big fan of influencers in movies or TV shows,
he did
but
great.
he is amazing.
I didn't know he was an influencer, but he did great.
Yeah.
I think he actually outshined.
He actually was in The Sitter, which is another good movie, and he had a great role in The Sitter. The horror
This is
movie,
a
the horror
long
comedy
trailer,
movie, The
guys.
Sitter.
This
Yeah.
is really-
Steve, you can cut it. You can cut it. I don't want to give too much away, but
Ew, his hair. What is that?
yeah, because you didn't see it yet.
No.
I haven't seen
Alright.
this yet.
I've-
Did he go
So-
back to 1997?
No, 2014.
Well, actually, so
But
this
like
fall.
that hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
yeah,
he's-
true,
he's a-
that's
yeah,
true.
Them
exactly.
tips.
See, I love it though because I saw it on, on my homepage of Netflix like a couple days ago, and I was like, I need to add it to my list.
I didn't even know. I just
but
saw
yeah.
Alexandra Daddario's blue eyes. And I said, what is this? And then it said Adam Devine. And I was like, oh. As I hit play, I literally hit play to say, okay, let's see how bad this might be. But it was better than Cloverfield Paradox, better than Altered Carbon. I'm not the rom-com guy. Ashley Chaney's a rom-com guy. So
I mean,
what did you
I'm
think?
the rom-com
What
guy
did you think?
here,
Where did it
so-
rate? Where did it rate for you in terms of rom-coms?
You know, I was really, really slow to start. I had it on, this afternoon as I was getting ready for Netflix news. This takes work, guys. This, yeah. And it didn't get me. And I really like Adam because, as I said, I think he's really, really funny. And for some reason, he didn't. He didn't. I didn't think he was as funny without his ensemble of comedians. So it was interesting for me because I think he's a really funny dude. But for some reason, he wasn't pulling it in this film for me. And maybe it means he's not. Oh, sorry, dude. Maybe it means he's not like the best leading man type. I don't know. Maybe. Or I think he's just funnier as as a group of comedians, an ensemble cast. But it was fine. It was fine.
This is a film. This would be one of the first films that he was the leading man, right?
Yeah.
He's a producer on it
Okay.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for
I'm
him.
interested.
Because I think that he was holding back on some of his comedy. He's normally really funny, and they definitely pulled back on some of his.
Well, because they probably
Comedy.
don't want if he's doing that shtick is synonymous with supporting, and if he's
Yeah.
the leading man, he shouldn't be.
Yeah, it didn't work for me that great. And
I loved it. I thought it was super clever.
You watched the whole thing?
Oh yeah, I told you that. Yeah, I mean,
I dipped out.
you dipped out of this one?
No
Oh,
way.
that's
How
why she's a
far?
hater. She
How
didn't
far?
finish. She doesn't even know who he ends
I
up
didn't
with.
need to. I didn't need to. I dipped out after probably an hour, and then I gave it an hour, and then I was like, "This is dumb."
Is it like 90 minutes? Like
Something like that, close to.
Close, a little more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a little bit of an extended trailer. This is 3
137.
minutes, but that we
Yeah.
showed you. But
It just I wasn't feeling it, but it's fine. Have fun. Go do your thing if you want to watch that. It didn't do it for me. It didn't do it at all. Not even.
Wow, man, I can't even find the genre that Ashley Chaney likes anymore.
know,
Like
I'm
no
an
rom-com,
enigma.
no sci-fi,
I mean,
no Stranger
sci-fi's
Things.
never going to be my thing. Sci-fi's never going to be my thing. With the exception of Stranger Things, I do enjoy. And I did know that screenshot, that thumbnail, people. That wasn't the thumbnail I was
No,
talking about.
it was actually for Dope, which we talked about after the broadcast, and that's true. It did follow the thumbnail for Dope.
Yeah,
So-
I do, but yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was cute. I think he's so much funnier, and maybe it is in some of his supporting roles. But yeah, what's his name? Casher, King Tosh,
King Batch.
King Batch.
Andrew Batchelor is his real name, which he
That's
gets
right.
credited as Andrew Batchelor, but he
that's
started
a
off
cool
as a
name.
Vine guy, those 6-second.
He's funny. He was good.
And yeah, he's amazing in it.
Yeah.
That if anything, if you kind of want to see a social influencer, then I would say try watching him if you want to see a good person that doesn't keep getting things taken off their YouTube channel.
Yeah, he was good. It was good. That's what I got. I did start another binge-worthy thing this weekend, which is old and outdated.
Ooh.
But
No. Anything that you're watching, I want to hear
Please
about.
tell me it was The Crown.
No, it's called Episodes.
Ooh,
with
I love
Matt LeBlanc.
Episodes.
Oh, sure.
It's been out for a while.
love
Totally.
that.
But I it's fun too. A lot of things that are shot in LA to kind of watch and go, oh, I know where that is. Oh, I know where that is. Oh, I know where that. And this is ripe with that material because it's a TV show about the TV and film industry. So there's a lot of these little Easter eggs of I'm like, oh, they shot that at the yacht club that
And the show is very much, it's Matt LeBlanc from Friends playing a
Matt
version.
LeBlanc.
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 I ain't French, but Matt
actually-
LeBlanc from Friends,
From Friends.
playing a version of him, kind of
Yeah.
playing like a more jerk, arrogant actor version of himself, and he's trying to develop a new series.
Yeah, and it's kind of paired with like a British it's these two Brits are the leads. It's kind of it's pairs with a British comedy, which is great because I do love British TV. And thank you to whoever it was in the comment section, I think 2 weeks ago, that suggested I try watching Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, yes.
Because that's also British. And
Yes.
thanks, but no thanks. I did try. I tried. So thank you for the suggestion. I'm gonna pass.
Also, I got to interview the creators of Episodes, and
Oh.
their story of how this show came about was actually fascinating because they were obviously very active on Friends. Pretty sure they were the creators of Friends. I should know that. I interviewed them. But what they told me was we were tired of dealing with American studios, so we thought we could develop a show.
like a BBC America or
We
something?
could develop a show for BBC, but shoot it in America, and then never actually have to deal with our studio or
Just,
our
like, get it
network.
brought over.
And then eventually they made it far enough along on this thing that everyone fell in love with that they realized that it wouldn't work that way, and they actually shot half of that series in the Great Britain.
Oh wow, okay.
Like most of the interior shots of that, they had to fly, and it becomes noticeable when there are actresses in the film that you're like, that American seems a little off. It's rare to see, but like there are I can point to 5 different episodes of Doctor Who where it's happened.
Oh, okay.
And there are a couple actresses or actors in episodes where I'm like, oh,
But
you're
they-
British, you're putting it on.
They definitely shot some things in
Oh,
LA.
they went
'cause
here, too.
Yeah, because
It was half and half.
Wait, so where are you though? If you just started, how far along?
And that's
how are you
about-
watching it?
It was surprisingly this was the first delight I've had in a while where I could I just kept hitting play, like back to back to back. I think I'm at least 7 episodes in.
Of the first
Okay.
season.
Yeah, of the
Okay.
first season. Yeah, which for me, I mean, I turned it on unexpected, thinking I was just like, what I have what's called like dinner Netflix, which is like stuff I put on that I don't care about which I'm sure we all do, right? Everybody does that?
When she's eating her Hunger Man Jack.
When I want to be an animal in my sweatpants and just be a disgusting. Oh, but so I expected this to be like a dinner Netflix, and it ended up being like, I need to go to bed, but I really want to see what happens next, and that hasn't happened in a while, so it was kind of a delight.
So it went from being like Hungry Man Jack to like Orville Redenbacher.
I went through,
yes,
and then rosé,
and then the small Pringles, yeah, and some rosé.
It went from a meal show to a snack show.
It totally did.
That's
and then,
that's the perfect upgrade.
Yes. So if you guys watch it, let me know what you think and if it's also binge worthy for you, because I really enjoyed it. It's the marriage of 2 pretty good episodic worlds. So let me know what do you think.
I'll actually, while we're doing suggestions, I'll point out I just jumped onto The Crown,
Oh, okay, great.
and I am all about it. And I do not look like the person of the 4 of us. I was
Yeah.
also a huge fan of Downton Abbey.
Okay.
So-
which
Oh,
one?
no, hey, don't,
Anybody-
hey, Steve, don't even compare the greatness of Downton Abbey to The Crown.
I think they're comparable, sir.
Comparable?
I think
Well,
they're
one's fiction and one's
They're
semi-fiction.
both great.
Yeah.
They're both great, and I think to call The Crown semi-fiction is actually, I don't know. I'm really into The Crown. I'm probably about 4 or 5 episodes in. and there's a lot of work to be done. Like, I like that it's maybe 1950 where I am now, and it's the same queen that
Okay, guys,
exists
I'm going to
today.
prove a point to you right now. Steve, pop quiz. Do you know who Prince William is?
Who Prince William is?
Yes.
He
Prince-
repeated the question. Does that mean he doesn't know the answer?
No, Prince William is Elizabeth's son and the heir to the throne.
No, Prince William is the future
King of
king.
England?
King of England.
Yes,
Prince
Elizabeth.
Charles the son.
Yeah, so it's the
Oh, wait,
grandson.
but wouldn't Prince Charles be heir to the throne?
Well, he is after. Yeah, right. Okay, technically
So
right.
yeah,
It's Charles.
Prince William. Oh, sorry, then I got it wrong. Prince William is Prince Charles' son. I
Okay.
got it wrong. Sorry.
So you know there's William and there's Harry,
yes,
and you know that Harry's getting married to Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle, who's on Suits, a show I cover.
Right,
here on
right. So
AfterBuzzTV.
okay, so if she gets married, what's her last name?
If Meghan Markle gets married,
What's her last name?
I like how you asked that question, then you like sat back in your seat. You're like, yeah,
they haven't
That's right.
decided yet.
Okay, well, how about Harry and William? What's their last name?
it's
You
a
know-
really long one.
I actually don't know their last name either now that we're talking
No,
about
it's
it.
like
Well,
a
no,
This
really,
guy doesn't
really,
watch
really
The Crown.
long
I'll tell
one.
you right now, it's Mountbatten Windsor. That is their last name. If you never knew what William and Harry's last name is, Mountbatten Windsor.
Well, because they're the
something.
lineage of Elizabeth, and if you,
He doesn't watch The Crown.
I do watch The Crown. I was
Just
on the episode where she.
started,
I'm on the
right?
episode where I just watched the episode where she, like her husband wanted his.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Ah,
Anyway,
I'm always scared.
as I'm recommending The Crown, I also watched Walt Before Disney. I can't fully recommend it, but it was not terrible. Like, it wasn't like it was a little basic. It was a little basic, but I watched it on a plane. I liked it.
Basic.
Was not terrible.
Amy Cassandra Martinez has a good one that dropped that she has been dying to talk about. So I'm giving
Oh,
her like
yes.
the last 5 minutes
Wow.
of the show to discuss it.
What an honor. Okay, so Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
But it says Queer Eye.
Yeah, that was the original name. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
And my
This
question
was-
is that was back in the day.
Yeah.
So
Not that
it's no,
long
it's
ago.
still Queer Eye, but is saying the word queer, is that politically correct or not politically correct? Other than
this
its title
context.
for a show now.
I mean,
I don't say it. I
I don't say
I
it either.
don't
That's why I was
say it.
trying to figure out is
unless I'm
that
saying the title.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's just for a show, so
I mean,
I just
But-
don't. I don't think it represents anything. Like, what does queer mean? You know, I mean, what does that mean? I know what transgender means. I know what bisexual means. I know what gay means. I don't know what queer means.
that's true.
I feel like gay is biological and queer would be social, and I'm not quoting that, but I think that would be the difference.
we're gonna bring someone in from the LGBTQ
I
community
know.
and talk to them
Clearly.
about it. But Amy, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy was the one that was on Bravo.
It started on NBC as just kind of like a 6-episode reality thing, and then Bravo, which is their sister network, picked it up, and then they aired it as a series, and then they cut it off. And
So that was 2003 to all the way to 2007. So this new cast of guys, I was a little hesitant because with reboots, you just never know what's going to happen. And I was a little bit like, I'm not sure. But I was pleasantly surprised. The 5 guys, I should say their names because they're pretty awesome. Bobby Burke, interior design, so he's the Tom, Felicia. Karma Brown, culture, which I guess would be Jay Rodriguez. Tan France, fashion, which would be Carson Kressley. Anthony Porowski, food and wine, which would be Ted Allen. And then Jonathan Van Ness for grooming, which would be Kyan Douglas. Dang, I remember them.
Wow.
Good job.
I was a very dedicated fan, so they're great. Like, I think in the first 5-10 minutes of the show, you're gonna be a little bit like, they're trying too hard. But when you just sit back and relax and realize that these guys are really just trying to do the same things that the older guys did. And yeah, okay, so the song sounds a little bit different, the theme song, but it's the same words, and I forgot that I knew them all. So it's just being like back at home and
was it like listening to the Fuller House theme song where it's Carly Rae Jepsen?
I mean, this is better. I've been,
Wait, so I'm
Oh,
confused.
gosh.
Is it so the reboot is what's on Netflix now, or the
Yes.
original's what's on
the
Netflix?
reboot's what's on Netflix, and
okay.
they talked about how like the older guys were just talking about what was it, tolerance, and having 5 gay guys go to a straight man and be like, "Hey, we're gonna help you out." Wasn't something that was so like super normal back then, and now it's like I think we're all just so more welcoming of all different kinds of people, and It's nice because they're doing the same exact thing, and it still made me watery-eyed because.
How many episodes? Did you see it all?
Not yet. No, I'm taking my time.
Yeah, your
with
time.
it.
Okay.
There's
good.
only 10. There's
Only 10. So how many have you watched?
I've seen 3, and I started like 2 days ago. But yeah, the guys that they pick are just so deserving that you can tell. I mean, they really want to change. And what these guys do, so Kyan, what he would do is he would give the hairdresser an idea of like, okay, I want to do this, and then it would happen. What I do like is that Jonathan Van Ness actually goes and does it himself. So he trims their beard, he gives them the haircut, and everything else is exactly like you remember. And they're sassy and they're fun, and it's just very nice. I suggest everyone watch it, and I've already learned a few things from them because they're amazing.
Nice. Good to know.
So it's a slow burn for you, and not like how you eat your pizza, and all in like one.
Yeah, look
One
at my
setting.
pictures, guys. Cheat meal went hard for National Pizza Day.
Well, Amy Cassandra Martinez, where can everybody find you?
On all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ, and make sure you watch a lot of my Insta stories because yesterday and today, very fun.
And people get the pizza joke.
Yeah.
And I'm Steve Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter almost exclusively. That's at Steve Kaufman, Kaufmann. Quick suggestion as well. George Clooney is on My Next Guest with David Letterman, and because of that, there seems to be a lot more Clooney titles on Netflix, including The Men Who Stare at Goats, Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, and Batman and Robin. You should watch Batman and Robin. It's not as bad as you think.
Oh, I love all the Oceans and the Clooneys and the Batman and the Robins. I love it all. Guys, what do you love? What do you want to talk about? Find me online at Ashley on Camera. That's all over the internet, all the social, and let's talk there. I want to hear what you're watching.
And guys, just remember, I am not Will Yun Lee. I am not Sung Kang. I am not Rick Yoon, but I am Rick Hong, and you can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, RICKHONG. We will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Woo!
Bye.
Finger guns.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.